It would have been worse, honestly, if she would have said to him, you made love the best of all of our whole marriage, last night.
That's not my character, my grandmother, but she was one of those ladies, God rest her soul, that you wanted her to be your friend, and you definitely did not want her to be mad at you. Because, be your friend, she'd give the shirt off her back to you if she thought she needed it to help you to the ends of the earth. But good God, if that lady was mad at you, everybody and the neighbors knew it. So, and, anybody that was mad at her family or her grandkids or her kids or anything like that, I've heard tales that old lady just about literally ripping people's heads off. So, but she had the kindest soul out there that I could possibly want to imagine anybody having. But my God, that little lady, ooh, Lord have mercy. Don't want to get her mad at all. I've got her mad a couple times. So, but yeah, and let's switch back. Let's see, what haven't I told you?
We need something really scary, because we got only a half an hour left. So we need something really scary, to make your hair stand up on the back of your neck and other places of your body.
Let's see. Okay. Well, let me tell you, like I said, this is probably near closer to current times. Okay. And you got to imagine, here I am, I'm 3 years into trying to get used to having an amputated leg. I'm in a wheelchair, and people always ask me, "Hey, Shawn, why aren't you using an artificial leg or whatever?" And unfortunately, artificial legs just absolutely, it's not for me right now. It literally hurts walking with the thing. And not at the sometimes with using the thing or whatnot. And that what I'm doing is saying the reason why I'm in the wheelchair. So one thing led to another is, it hurts when I'm walking with it, and it hurts after, just because of complications with it. So I can get around on crutches and walkers and whatnot. And if I have to, I'll grab my artificial leg and pop it on. So, but, normally, just to be on the safe side where I'm living in this old house by myself, it's a 2-story house kind of deal. The thing of it is this place is freaking haunted. I mean, just literally, I've got a series of cameras up, and I've caught all kinds of stuff. I've shared some of it, and some of it I hadn't shared to anybody, not even family members. But with this particular story that I'm going to tell you about is a series of sightings within this house within a short amount of period of time, within about a year. So I'm not going to say who has seen it, other than people really close to me have seen this particular shadow person. Literally. Okay. I have seen it. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen that thing. Literally. It's I'd blow through, rolling through, and I'd see the thing in the room next to me. I'm in the front of the room. There's 2 rooms, 2 bedrooms, and then a living room and a full dining room, and on the other side, and there's 2 bedrooms on the other side of the house, and then a staircase and the front door. So, every once in a while, as I'm rolling through, I'll come in from the dining room section behind the staircase that's literally underneath the staircase is the entrance to the basement. So I'm rolling through, and I go past the first bedroom from the back of the house and blow by that and not really pay attention or anything. And occasionally I'll see this big old tall son of a gun standing in there, and one time it actually leaped. I saw it leap away from me, like I spooked the hell out of it, kind of deal. Silent as all get out. Silent kind of stuff. And then other times I would see it, either out of the corner of my eye, or I'll see it full blown and it'll just disappear or walk around the corner or some crap like that. One day, this is a little bit disjointed in time in time frame, but it all come together. Early on, after I was recovering, I had spent 3 months in a hospital before I come back here to live for a permanent status, just because I was recovering. But I saw this particular thing in the other room, this big, tall, black thing. So I saw it, and I thought nothing of it after that, and I was like, well, Jesus. The one thing that I haven't told you about was this house literally scared the hell out of me most of my life, just because of the crap I've seen in here.
But besides shadow people, what have you seen in there? Have things moved around or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Things have been thrown. Literally tonight, about an hour before this happened, I was closing up the house, locking the front door, locking the back door kind of deal. And I was I'd secured most of the windows and stuff. And I was going through the same hallway that I was just telling you about. And there's this little mural kind of stand that spans from one room to the other, but it's on next to the wall in the hallway, opposite to the staircase. And there's some sconces and little things that are hung up on the wall with little stands that have nails in them, and have been up there for years and years and years, literally. Okay, and I was actually on the phone at the time, and I actually have a witness with this one. A good friend of mine from Canada witnessed this, and I was talking on the phone, and I was closing up, and we were chatting back and forth, and literally, this nailed-on little stand that had the picture of Christ on it falls off the wall. One of the nails was pulled out of the wall. The picture falls and breaks the display saucer that was displayed on that mural stand that's next to the wall. And I had passed it. And I actually have a camera that's up in the hallway. And my friend said, "Hey, you need to go back and check that camera because she's seen some stuff in it that I've shared with her occasionally with that hall cam." The reason I've got that hall cam is not one to pick up paranormal activity, is to it's got full access to view the front of that door if anybody breaks in. But the other thing is I capture a lot of crap on it. That's not exactly, it's not normal. So I had passed by that, and I don't hit the door or anything. I'm just rolling past it. And this thing literally looks like something just grabbed a hold of it and pushed down on that object, this little stand with the little mini picture of Jesus Christ on it, and falls down and breaks not only is the picture of Jesus Christ, not the picture itself, but the glass plate that's covering it. Plus, it breaks. I hadn't looked at the actual saucer, what was on it. I'll have to go back out and look. It's literally, I had cleaned it up, and it was about time for you to call. And I'm looking at it, and I was like, well, I'll be son of a gun. What in the hell is all this about? So I went back and reviewed the thing, and I was like, well, that wasn't me. That couldn't have been me. Literally, the nail that held in, there was two nails holding this little stand up on the wall. One of the nails was pulled out and laying right on top of the little mural stand. And I'm looking at it, and it was about time for you to call, so I hadn't really had a chance to process that. So that literally was just happened here, just to tell you some of the paranormal activity in here. A couple other things that have happened. One, actually, I meant to tell you this at the first, but I'll go ahead and tell you this one.
Okay.
Where I was a respiratory therapist training in college, we had to do clinicals and whatnot. So one of the hospitals I went to was over an hour's drive from where I live now. And I was living here during my college years, and I was working full-time in a clothing store as a stockroom manager, 40 hours a week, plus doing doing a schoolwork and college work to become a respiratory therapist, and doing clinical work on that. And I actually had to have the dean of the college sign off. Well, everybody in that actual respiratory class had to have the dean sign off to have too many credits for one specific year. So, literally, I was always on the go kind of deal. So I've really thought about this over the years and trying to explain this stuff to myself, literally. So one night after I come home, it was like midnight. I think the ending shift of the rotation for that clinical day was about 11 o'clock-ish. So I arrived here at the house, which was about midnight-ish, probably a little bit after. So it's really dark. And my grandparents slept in the room that I'm in now, in my bedroom. And I was trying to be like really ninja coming in, going through the front door kind of deal, putting in the key and easing in and easing out. And I didn't turn on any lights. And the only lights that was on, literally, because my grandparents was real sticklers about turning lights on and off, especially if they weren't used. So anyway, here I am. I'm just using the outside street lamp lights. And at the top of the staircase, my bedroom was upstairs to the back of the staircase. So I'll go upstairs, and right at the top of the stairs is this window, and I was using a light that was filtering in through the window as the light source to make it up the stairs. Done it many times, hundreds of times, thousands of times, going up and down those stairs. Well, this night, here I am, walking in, easing my way up, trying not to creak the staircase. And it's almost pitch black outside, except, like I said, the street lamp. I look up at the top of the staircase, and this actually, I can butt up. Yeah, I got plenty of time. At the top of the staircase, I see this 5-foot woman. And she was a full-body apparition of a woman, blocked the light out. You couldn't see through her. She was in like a period dress of like a late 1800s.
Oh, wow.
A long gray dress, and it almost goes all the way down to like the ankles of a boot. The dress was that long. I got a long look at this thing. Long look. It wasn't no blink and it was gone. I'm sitting there staring this thing down, and she's looking down at me. And what she looked like, she looked like a spinster lady with her hair up in a bun. I didn't see this, but just to kind of give you a visual, oral feel for it, is how those buns are that you get those chopsticks and the ladies will put them in their hair and they'll have this little pot knot on top of their head.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see those, the Chinese sticks, but that's the way it looked to me. That she had a little pot knot on top of her head.
That was really popular in around 1880s, 1890s, something like that.
Yeah, well, I've got great deal. I can literally sketch this lady. I got a good look at her. So the rest of her dress, she had an undershirt or a blouse on that had a high collar on it. And I actually had told the story recently, just because of my friend says, "Hey, Shawn, tell me another story," and literally this just was the next one in my mind. So I always forget the name of this pendant that was wrapped around this lady's neck, and it was a white pendant. And she said, "Is it a cameo?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cameo. It's a white cameo pendant around her neck." And it's sort of like she had a jacket, long sleeve jacket on, and had some lace cuffs at the end of it. But it was a big gray jacket, and it was just really like a formal, I'm going to go to church kind of outfit, but it was all gray and a little bit of white. And I'm looking at that lady, and I can't tell you the reason why I didn't say one dad burn word. I should have screamed my head off, literally. But here I am, and I'm about 3 or 4, maybe 5 steps up the staircase.